Hi students, this is a instructional video on your online work for through Pearson. Okay, so it's all attached to your what do you call it? Your textbook. These are the online components attached to your textbook. You should have access codes with your textbook because those access codes will allow you to go into our online class through Pearson. If your book did not have access codes, you'll need to return it and purchase it with access codes because that is the only way you'll be able to do our work because everything is based on those access codes. All right, in a week, you will be given this link in the announcements page, and I'll give you a little bit more um, instruction, but in 1 week you'll get this, and this is the link that will allow you to go into the textbook online components. So when you click on it, okay, you will be given a page that will say, please enter your access code. See, mine is already, I'm already an instructor and I've already, set up the class, so I don't need to do that. So the first thing you will get, and I don't have access to student view, so I will not be able to show that to you, but I'm going to give you some instructions now about it. But you will be given a prompt to enter your access codes. Once they have been entered, then you will be given a prompt to create an account. You'll have to create a login and password. Now, I would just make it simple for yourself and just use your same login and password for your My Lone Star. Okay. For me, I am actually using my Lone Star email, and then I created a password. Okay, so you can do the same thing. Use your Lone Star email and then create a password. Okay. Okay, so once you create your account and you log in, you will get this picture right here of our class, and all you have to do is click on it. Okay, you won't have these other options here, but you just have to click on it because you all are, a part of the class. I've already invited you. And I'm going to go ahead and click Student View. Okay, so this is what you will see when you click on it. You will get your first assignment, and this assignment is due not September 9th, actually. It's going to be later. I'm still kind of getting used to the program itself because, like I said, this is a brand new program. So then all you have to do is click on this box and you will get further instructions. So the first week is your first chapter. I've included all the components that you are to do for the chapter. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is click on the introduction. So this introduction is basically the introduction of your textbook, okay? And you would read this all, okay? You can read the textbook. Now, if you can, you'll see here that it's kind of large font and maybe it's too big for you. So you have access to changing the size and you can make it smaller, okay? If you find that this is too big. You can also, if the whole entire picture is just too big, you can go here on your Google Chrome, and this is, I don't know why it zoomed 150, but you can zoom it to 100 and then make the font bigger if that's what you want to do. Okay, it's all up to your preference. All right, now the other parts of this is a menu. So this will show you assignments and any other information. I actually have, some, what do you call it, some instructions here. So read my instructions. And then specifically on this chapter 1 video and interactive resources, I tell you which video to watch, okay? Because There's multiple videos in there, and I'm going to give you instructions on that video. Okay, so again, this is your whole chapter and assignments that you need to do. Much of it is reading. Now, let's say that while you're reading, okay, and I'm just going to scroll down here. While you're here's the intro. We don't need to pull your peers. You can if you want, but it's not required. And then there's some more. Um, go ahead and read through those. Okay, and that is your first, your introduction. Okay. Um, we'll go on to 1.1. Why do you want to teach? Okay, so you are at 1.1 here. Um, and then you read through this. Now, don't disregard the figures in your chapter. When you all are taking your midterm, and by the way, your midterm is completely based on your chapters. Your midterm could include information from these charts, graphs, tables. So do not disregard them, okay? So if you want to scroll to the next page, you just click on this arrow. If you want to go back to the other page, you click on this arrow. Now let's say you like this statement. Your desire to teach may be the result of positive experiences when you were a child, okay? As you can see here, I highlighted it, and the textbook online text allows me to highlight in these three colors. That's really nice. The other thing I can do is also write a note. So this is like a sticky note. I remember a time when my first grade teacher, okay, and I'm just not going to write the whole thing, but you can write yourself a note. Now, you know, these are notes for you and for you to remember the material. I just highlighted this random, you know, sentence and then made a random comment. It needs to be your notes and your highlights, they need to be important to you so that you remember and retain the information. I wouldn't, you know, do random things that are not going to be meaningful for you when it comes to preparing for the test and other aspects of your teaching career. Okay? And then, let's see, this little symbol here is a tag, and let's say you want to tag this with a certain subject so that all your tags could be together. Okay, like um, everything dealing with student behavior. Okay, so you can click on this tag and put in student behavior. Okay, and then everything you want to know about student behavior you have just tagged together, which is really nice feature. And then you just save your note, and your note has been saved, and click out of that. And the great thing is you've highlighted the statement and then your notes right there. So you can click on that and it'll open up to your note. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. And then you can also, if you wanted to, trash it. You can edit it. Okay. Um, and then right here, you can, okay. And then this other feature right here, I believe it's like a share feature, but it doesn't seem to be working the way it's probably designed to. And then let's say you realize I don't want to highlight this, so then you can just trash the highlight. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so there's many ways to take notes on your reading while you are reading it online. Now, if you're one of those who does not want to read it online, then you can just read off your hardback book. You don't have to read your chapters online. As long as you're doing the same thing, highlighting, taking notes, you know, there's margins on the side that allow you to take notes in your textbook. You want to do what you can to retain your information. Okay, not only for the test, all right, but also for your future certification tests, because this information will come back, and for your own benefit while you're teaching as in the profession itself. Okay? All right, I'm going to fast forward now then to the self-check. Okay, so check for understanding 1.3. This is a quiz that I'm assigning you that you are required to take. In fact, it says due date right there. Now, like I said, I'm going to change the due date. It's going to be a week after that date. So then you click on the question, answer it. Okay, there are many challenges you can encounter when you go into teaching. One of the best ways to approach these challenges is to ignore some challenges like high stakes testing that may have run the course and will drift away. Not worry about an issue until you have to. Be proactive and acquire knowledge base of effective teaching strategies. Or apply for a teaching position at a private school where there are fewer legislative challenges forced upon teachers. Okay, after reading this is quite obvious. Let's choose the C answer, the third answer. All right, and it's correct. Now let's say you didn't get it right and you chose the first one. Well, you have 2 attempts left to choose the correct answer. Okay. All right, same situation. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you'll go through the 4 questions, finish it, and then you will get your, okay, well, it says continue because I haven't finished it, but you will get your results right away. Okay. All right. So then you keep reading. Now, all the other assignments that you run into, because there might be these other types of activities in here, if there is no due date, okay, then you do not have to do it. However, you can if you want, because guess what? It will help you for the test. Okay, so in your chapters, you're also going to be given some extra information, all these underlined and bolded words or phrases. I would see how there's a link here. Click on it to get more information on what that is, and you can use that for your own notes that you write yourself. Because I would actually have a journal next to me while I'm reading and take my own notes. So you can still highlight the words to remember to also remember the definition of the words. Okay. The other part of your chapter are these professional standards for, these charts. Like I said, charts, graphs, tables. Don't disregard them either. Okay. They're very important to you understanding the standards of teaching. Okay. And then they give you access to the actual document, and you can make it bigger if you want. Okay. And read through it. All right. Um, I'm just kind of going through this chapter so you see some aspects of it. Again, there's other words that you want. Vocabulary, terminology is really important. So here's the next quiz. Same situation, you go through the same thing like I said. And then the last part is chapter summary. Summaries, actually, I'll just tell you right now, one way to jog your brain into understanding what you're reading is to go straight to the summary. Reading the summary of the sections will kind of help you gauge what to expect when you're reading, and it'll help you understand what you're reading even better. Okay, one additional thing that you will encounter in your chapter is a writing sample. The pedagogy professional responsibilities test is going to require you to do some writing. So writing is a very important part of the teaching profession and for your future certification test.